It is Miss Mitchell here. In case you are wondering, I am in my classroom today. I came into school to get a couple of things and get some stuff done. So I am here. Obviously, it's not the same without my students' bright, smiling faces, but it is my classroom and I do miss it. I do love it. So here I am. All right, so today we are going to continue reading Encyclopedia Brown, and today we have The Case of Merko's Grandson. So if you remember, the way that this works is I am going to read about the case, what Encyclopedia knows about it, and then you have to try to figure out how he solved the case and was able to figure it out based on the hints and clues provided in the text. All right, are you ready? Here we go. The Case of Merko's Grandson. Bugs, Meanie, and his tigers liked to spend rainy afternoons in their clubhouse. Usually they sat around thinking up ways to getting even with Encyclopedia Brown. But today they had met for another purpose, to cheer the boy detective on. Encyclopedia and Sally Kimball were about to meet in a battle of brains. The tigers hated Sally even more than they hated Encyclopedia, and with good reason. When Sally had moved into the neighborhood 2 months ago, the tigers jumped to show off for her. She was very pretty and she was very good at sports. In fact, she got up a team of fifth grade girls and challenged the tigers to a game of softball. The boys thought it was a big joke till Sally started striking them out. She was the whole team. In the last inning, she hit the home run that won for the girls 1-0. But the real blow fell on the tigers the next day. Bugs was bullying a small boy when Sally happened to ride up on her bicycle. "Let him go," she ordered, hopping to the ground. Bugs snarled. The snarl changed to a gasp as Sally broke his grip on the boy. Before the other tigers knew what to do, Sally had knocked their leader down with a quick left to the jaw. Bugs bounced up, surprised and angry. He pushed Sally. She hit him again with a right to the jaw. Bugs said, "Ooh," and went down again. For the next 30 seconds, Bugs bounced up and down like a beach ball. By the fourth bounce, he was getting up a lot more slowly than he was going down. "I'm going to make you sorry," he said. But his voice was weak, and he wore the sick smile of a boy who had taken one ride too many on a roller coaster. "So," said Sally. She moved her feet and took careful aim. "This," she said, aiming another blow, "should take the frosting off you." Bugs landed on his back, flat as a 15-cent sandwich. Not until Sally had ridden away did he dare get up. Sally was not content to rest on her victories at softball and fighting. She aimed higher. She set out to prove she was not only stronger than any boy up to 12 years of age in Idaville, but smarter too. That meant outthinking the thinking machine, Encyclopedia Brown. The great battle of brains took place in the Tigers' clubhouse. The two champions, seated on orange crates, faced each other. The Tigers crowded behind Encyclopedia. The girls' softball team crowded behind Sally. That left just enough room in the tool shed to think. Everyone stopped talking when Peter Clinton, the referee, announced the rules. "Sally has 5 minutes to tell a mystery. She must give all the clues. Then Encyclopedia will have 5 minutes to solve the mystery. Ready, you two?" "Ready," said the girl champion. "Ready," said Encyclopedia, closing his eyes. "Go," called Peter, eyes on his watch. Sally began to tell the story. The great Merko was the best trapeze artist the world has ever seen. People in every big city were thrilled by the wonderful performer swinging 50 feet above the ground. In the year 1922, Merko died at the very height of fame. In Merko's desk was found a letter. It was a will written by the circus star. The will directed that the star's money be put in a bank for 40 years. After 40 years, the money was to be taken out and given to Merko's oldest grandson. If no grandson was alive, all the money was to go to Merko's nearest relative, man or woman. 40 years passed, a search was begun. At last, a man was found in Kansas City who said he was Merko's grandson. His name was Fred Gibson. He went to court to claim his inheritance. While the judge was listening to him, a tall woman in the back of the courtroom jumped up. She was very excited. The woman said she was the trapeze artist's grandniece. She kept shouting that the great Merko was not Fred Gibson's grandfather. Therefore, the money was rightfully hers. The judge questioned the woman. He had to agree with what she said. She was Merko's grandniece, and the great Merko was not Fred Gibson's grandfather. We have the two champions faced each other. So there's Encyclopedia Brown, and there's Sally. Now, concluded Sally, who got Merko's money? The tall woman or Fred Gibson? Sally wore a smile of triumph as she looked at Encyclopedia. The tool shed was still. The boys looked at their shoes. Had Sally beaten them again? Had Encyclopedia met his master? Encyclopedia had 5 short minutes to solve the brain twister. Slowly, the minutes ticked away. 1, 2, 3, 4. Encyclopedia stirred on his orange crate. He opened his eyes. He smiled at Sally. You told it very cleverly, he said. I nearly said the wrong person, but the answer is really quite simple. Encyclopedia rose to leave. The great Merko's money went to, did you guess it? Fred Gibson. So the grandson. Why did Encyclopedia say that? So how did he know that Fred Gibson was Merko's grandson? You have 30 seconds to figure it out. Talk with a neighbor, a parent, a sibling, a friend, whoever, yourself, a cat. Do 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 do. So, were you able to figure it out? Solution to the case of Merko's grandson. Both the tall woman and Fred Gibson spoke the truth. Although the great Merko was not his grandfather, Fred Gibson was the great Merko's grandson. The great Merko, as Encyclopedia realized, was a woman. She was Fred Gibson's grandmother. I didn't think of that one either. So the great Merko was a woman, was the grandmother. So Fred Gibson was the grandson of the great Merko. Did you think of that? Did you figure it out? If so, you have a super duper smart brain. So nice job. All right, tomorrow we will be back with our next case, and that will be the case of the bank robber. Case of the bank robber starting tomorrow. Okay, I hope you enjoyed today's case. I hope you were able to figure it out. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye.